I'm hoping that, good evening, everyone. I'm hoping that you can hear me. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to make a formal apology to everyone because we were supposed to do this on Saturday, 5 o'clock. But due to a couple of technical difficulties and things, we couldn't meet up with that. So I am very, very sorry. That also affected any of your schedules and things like that. I'm very, very sorry. But yes, Bob are here, back to come and do his workshop and complete it. So, but anyway, once again, I am your host, Drex, and I have with me here in the room, I have Toby Loba, which you also know, a lot of you know as Toby Solutions. So, hey Toby, how are you today?
Yeah, good evening, boss. Yeah, I'm good. Happy to be here today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can see in your face that you're quite tired. I understand. We are very, very sorry for bringing it to be this late at night on behalf of GDSC. I am formally apologizing to you. Anyway, so yeah, once again, nice having you. Almost this kind of post was no cap. I'm never going to cap at this point. You go and check more on Twitter, biggest man in town, but now you the run millions. So no man, no, I cannot talk more, waste anybody's time. Today we are going to be delving deep into open source Odyssey. We are going to be having a workshop basically where we are going to be teaching you guys how to navigate with Git and GitHub. Because we found a lot of things that okay, now people are familiar with the concept of open source. They know what open source is. Now, how do I actually contribute? How do I do things like that? They're not quite familiar with it. So we are here to give you guys a workshop, bring it to you guys and explain to you guys how to actually do this. So once again, let me reintroduce my brother, a friend, my mentor, Agbadev, so many things, my sponsor. Basically, in fact, if I keep on going, the list is endless. Senior Dev, ambassador of in fact, Devil of Million, more lots of things. The diet is plenty. You shall get it at the end. You get. Let me reintroduce Toby Loba DDG, aka Toby Solutions. So, Toby, you take over from here.
Nice. Yeah. So don't mind him, everyone. In case you are looking for a front end developer or a developer that you want to give your jobs, to, please hire me. I'm not proud and I'm not rich or anything. Don't mind anything he has said. Looking for jobs.
I beg, bill
So
him. If you see him, hold his leg, bill him. Oh.
okay. So yeah, open source. So Akin, I think it was Akin, did a good job explaining most of the concepts that open source entails. But and then there was actually thorough and stuff like that. So but for today I'm going to be just doing like a mini workshop to talk you through uh what it is like contributing to open source and yeah, we'll do October first mostly. So I'm going to be working on a project actually, but I'll be showing you another project in the span of that. So we're basically going to be working with two projects. So I have Million and I'll have another project for the Forces sites that I also maintain. So I'll use them to show you something Oktoberfest related and how open source works in the practical sense mostly. So you can see my screen. I hope. So I have many tabs you open here. So just going to come here to the Forces site. No, sorry, come back here. Just stay right there. Yeah, exactly. So where's the million sites? There you are. So they're side by side now. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you how we can create an issue on October first and how we can make a PR to fix that issue. And yeah, I'm going to be doing this thing where I cosplay as a maintainer and a contributor, and and I'll be doing it both. I think this battery is low. Let me turn it off. So I'm going to be doing this thing where I cosplay as a maintainer and a contributor, and I'm going to show you how to essentially make a contribution. So let me get started and not bore everyone. Come back here. So yeah, here is this project. So we have Million here. Million is the October Fest project. and Aquafest registered project, and it also is a very huge open source project. It has about 12,000 stars, almost 13,000 now on GitHub. And yeah, I'm the developer here. I maintain the project as well as the Faucet site. So the Faucet.rocks is this open source Next.js and Tailwind website. So the Faucet site is owned by Francesco Ciula and one of the staff there, and I manage the website of the community. So I'm essentially going to show you two things now about these two projects, and you'll see how you can borrow an idea from another open source project and use it in another open source project, and you can use that to actually make a valid Oktoberfest contribution. So it's like you're killing three birds or something with one stone. So now let me come back here to where I was with Million. So in Million, you can create an issue in Million, and this was something I noticed that I thought okay would be a good thing to actually use for a workshop. So now, when I try to create an issue on Million, I always have only two templates: one for bugs and the other for a feature. So and this I'm going to be doing is going to relate to those of us that do not code. So this is Markdown stuff I'm going to be doing. So Markdown is like you just writing text, and but on GitHub there's this thing called issue templates or pull request templates that when you try to create an issue, it has pre-written stuff that you can just fill in that you'd eventually submit and create an issue. But now for Million, we only have for bugs, for bug reports, and for feature requests. Maybe if you're trying to request a feature, an improvement, or you're trying to submit to report a bug, most essentially other. And now for the Forces site, which is a project I've been maintaining since last year, October, November, September, October, or September-ish. So for the Forces site, I was one of the people that spearheaded creating these issue templates. So on the Forces side, we apparently have this issue templates for documentation and one for order. So I'm not going to be touching this one for order now because this might be something for later purposes. But because in the in the roadmap for Million, there's something we're planning that the core team is planning. We're trying to create more documentation issues so that we can improve on the docs and stuff. So this might be something that would really help a lot of people to quickly create docs issues, or even me as well as a maintainer. So, and now this process is me. Essentially, now you see how this will end up because issue templates are like a very quick way to actually get you started on an issue. For example, if I was to create a bug report issue, now it gives me this pre-written stuff and inputs. So I'll fill the title in, what version of Million I'm using an SSR. So all these things, this is what an issue template looks like. So when you're done filling something like this and you submit, it becomes a new issue and you have it as an issue here. And so we currently have 86 issues on the Million repo. But now we don't have something that holds stuff like for documentation for other kinds of issues that are not bug or that is not a bug or that is not a feature that you are trying to add to Million. So yeah, and to see what we are going to be contributing to. So this is the documentation of Million, and essentially has all these things here: how to set up Million, starting the package, using the compiler and stuff. But we're not going to be writing stuff on the docs because what we're going to be working on is just an issue template to be able to create issues that maybe people might work on regarding the docs, maybe typo issues and stuff like that. The issue templates will be there to help them to speed up the process of them setting up issues regarding the docs. Essentially, is the entire idea of what I want to do. Sorry for dwelling on that too much. But now I'm just going to come here and do two things. I'm going to copy the documentation issue template here, and I'm going to come here and paste it for Million. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. But it's not as straightforward as that because sorry, come back here. Because because I still have to clone Million locally, follow the contribution guideline, and then eventually contribute to Million. Now, I went this far to show you what I'll be actually doing today because I really wanted you to get an overview of where the endpoint of this thing is. But now, you don't contribute to open source like that straight away and just dive right in because Yeah, it's because I know what I want to do. That's why I'm just going writing. But that is not the typical day in the life of an open source contributor. So let me show you what a typical day in the life of an open source contributor would be like. A typical day in the life of an open source contributor with somebody that stumbles upon Million. So the person starts by scrolling through the homepage of Million. They look around. Oh, they say, oh, 12,000.9K stars, cool. Make you faster automatically. That's nice. So they'll scroll through and look at all these files. They'll see that we have some folders here, but we have websites, packages, maybe where the Million code is. See that okay, maybe it's a monorepo, and they say code there. They look at the tech stack to the extreme right. You see that there's TypeScript, JavaScript, there's MDX, which is Markdown for the website, and there are other languages there, but they make up 0.9% of it. Oh, they see that okay, that's nice. They look at the contributors to the right hand side, so they say okay, cool, and they look at the amount of forks, they watch people watching, and then the last release, they said okay, it's an actively maintained project because the push was 2 days ago, so it's actively being maintained. So you know your issues are likely to be attended to on time. So you go through the README as a person that does not know anything about Million. You see that they have some cool stuff here, some links. So maybe their Twitter, Discord, maybe video, read the docs, and then you read through this README. Yeah, it literally says README, so that's the name of the file, README. So you have to actually come here and read it. So you go through the README and you look at what the project is about. So readmes typically tell you what a project is about. They explain it in depth, and they tell you what is where and how where you find some things in general, and the overview of where the project is at, where it's headed, and how you can get started. Maybe if you need resources to understand some things there and stuff. And there's always the code of conduct, because what is open source without code of conduct? Because anybody can just do whatever they like or say whatever they like or stuff like that. So you can see if a project has sponsors or stuff like that, and you can see maybe some people that they're thanking, their license, and the people that are actively maintaining it and are active contributors. So now that you've gone through the README, which is very essential in every open source project, you also have to go through the contribution guideline, because if you don't go through the contribution guideline, what are you actually doing? Because you are just going to be maybe going online and making noise that open source is hard or something, but you actually didn't go through the two essential things that you actually should have gone through. Which one is the README, which literally says README, and the other one, which is the contributing guide, which actually would guide you to knowing how you can contribute to that project. So I opened this in a new tab now, and now you can see Simon. Wow, was the last to edit it? It was 2 months ago, very long. So you read through the contributing guide, and yeah, it's very nice. First of all, thank you for taking time to contribute and stuff like that. So they literally talk about all the things that you might encounter when you're working on a project in general, how you can report bugs, how you can submit a good bug report. But before contributing, we encourage you to read our code of conduct. So code of conduct, in the interest of fostering an open and welcoming environment, stuff. So talk about like general responsibilities, clarifying the standards, and yeah, enforcement reported that all complaints will be reviewed and investigated and stuff like that. So general code of conduct things. So now you come back here to the contribution guideline and you look at the table of contents. Now we are coming here with the intent of we're not reporting a bug. We're not suggesting an enhancement at the moment, but we can just go through this just to get an idea of how it would be like suggesting an enhancement rather, and understanding the project. So now this is what we actually need. So to understand the project, we know for contribution to project, you need to understand the project structure and how it works. So we are guided by how a project works in this part of the contribution guideline. We understand how setting it up is, what you need to have configured in your local machine and stuff like that. It uses a monorepo. It talks about the folders in there, very thorough. I think I wrote this then. So you read through all these things in case you are trying to set up the packages folder where you need to run, the test folder where you need to run in case you want to run tests, or the website folder. So as I said, Million uses something called a monorepo. So it's like you having several projects inside one repository. So that's what monorepos are like. It's that cool. It's like a thing you can do with pnpm configs and npm, and you can just like bring like several unrelated projects or related projects, and you can just put them together in one repository. Yeah, you can use them together, I guess, but separately in a way. So to contribute to the project, it says we have to do certain things. We have to clone the repo. We have to make our changes, and then we open a pull request. So it talks about how you clone the repo. Maybe you make a fork initially, then you clone your forked repo, and then when you are you can also clone the repo with the CLI. This is another method to clone the repo. Yeah, this is how you set up the project. You just cd into Million, and then you install the dependencies. So Million uses pnpm, as you can see here. So if, for example, if you don't have pnpm, you might need to set up pnpm or install it or something like that. Yeah, this is not the command to install pnpm. This is just the command to install all dependencies with pnpm. So, and then you might need to create a new branch and stuff like that, run the project. So blah blah blah. Mostly boring stuff, but you need to read through this thing. It might be boring, but you actually need to go through it to actually understand how you would be how it'd be easier for you to be onboarded on a project and actually make a contribution. Because without reading this and the readme, you're just wasting your time, in my own opinion, unless you're very super smart or a very well experienced engineer that you can't see any code base and you will not read any documentation whatsoever, and it just makes sense to you. If you're that good, sure, go ahead. But if you're not, I know I'm not, so I read through this and they read me as well to try to get an understanding of what your project is doing and stuff. So now that that's done, and now I might not go through all of these steps because I already have this set up on my local machine. So I'm just going to work from there, and we're going to make the contribution that we need to make. So now we understand. I showed you what we're going to be doing at the end of this, and I showed you how you should come on board the project to actually grasp what the project is about and understand it. And now just going to go ahead here to issues. So essentially, what we found then with us having no documentation issue templates is an issue. Yeah, we're creating an issue to create an issue template. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So now, because we don't have an issue template to create other issues like this, maybe that's actually the issue I should raise first. But let me just do this docs one first. So we can open a blank issue, and we can call the issue template, I guess. So create documentation issue template. So we can just come here and leave a comment. At the moment, there is no template to create documentation issues. Users with suggestions or lack of clarity on things regarding the docs have to write the issues manually out themselves. So solution, and let's come here, do markdown stuff. Solution, create an issue template for documentation similar to the one for the odyssey project. So now we put a link to that one that we're talking about. So I'm just going to Control K here and come here and grab the link to. I'm sorry, this is work related. Where is that guy? Yeah, this is it. Let's come here and grab this guy here. So sorry. Where is it? It was right here. Yeah, this is similar to this guy. So I'm just going to put issue template sample. Now this might look like a hot mess, but it's actually you'll see the preview now. We can actually preview and see what I've written. This was what I wrote. That looks like trash here. So this was essentially what it outputs. So I can submit the new issue now. So I created the issue, and voila, the issue has been set up. Now the issue is create documentation issue templates, and I talked about it, give an example as to how we can solve the problem. So now, as a normal contributor that might maybe just be working by the repo, and I just saw this issue and be like, oh, maybe I've seen an issue template somewhere, and I know how to create the documentation issue template. I'm just going to come onto this issue and be like, hey, can I be assigned this issue, please? And now, as a maintainer, I might be online at that time. Maybe it might take me weeks, days, months if I eventually come by this issue and see that you actually requested that you wanted to be assigned the issue. So and then stumbling upon it, I see that okay, maybe okay, this person is actually serious and they want to be because they asked nicely and they were like, oh, they would like to work on this issue. I'll be like, awesome. So I'll just quote your reply here and say, sure thing. Go ahead. I'm just going to comment like that as a maintainer. I'm going to come here, assign you the issue. Yeah, this doesn't happen instantly. So maintainers at times take time to eventually stumble upon issues. Like a project like me that has 86 issues, obviously the maintainer might not see the issue on time and it might take days, weeks, months, maybe not years. Maybe on projects like React, it might take years before they see your issue or something like that. But this is relatively not that big. So yeah, they can see your issue on time and respond. But don't spam maintainers or tag them too much and be like, hey, you have to check my issue out. Or go and be tagging them on Twitter and LinkedIn. They will just block you. So moving on, the maintainer has assigned you the issue. And now you can come and now you can be like, okay, I didn't talk about Oktoberfest. So yeah, I'm not going to talk to Oktoberfest for some certain reasons, but I'm just going to go ahead and request as a contributor again and be like, can I be assigned this issue under the Oktoberfest label? So you ask nicely again, and the maintainer will be like, oh, this guy is actually good and this guy is nice. So you just come here and I assign you the issue under Oktoberfest, and then they'll make it a good first issue because relatively compared to the things you'll be doing on Million. So Million is a kind of complex project. So this kind of issue is a good first issue because it's very simple to work on. And yeah, good first issues is like a general thing label that denotes issues that people can just pick up on time, pick up and work on to get things out the door. So if you want more information regarding Oktoberfest, which is a currently ongoing program, I just come to oktoberfest.com and go through the website, go to participation, join the Discord, read through the rules and regulations, and you can participate in an event that celebrates open source and get free tickets, I guess. So pasting this right here in case you need information regarding Oktoberfest. Oh, I can't. I can put it in private chat and maybe GDS can share it to everyone. So coming back here, and I'm just going to come here. Where is that thing I'm looking for? Sorry, I keep coming. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. So now I'm just going to come here and copy what they've exactly done here. So, but first, I need to check the existing issue templates to see how it's set up. So this is like a rule of thumb I use at times just to see the issue templates that they had there before. Did they put anything that is did they put anything there that I should be wary of? Is there stuff there that I'm missing? Stuff like that. So I look through, I see that okay, this is set up here. I look at what I'm about to add, and I see that okay, they put like in this one they're putting like a default label which is awaiting triage. So I'm obviously going to take this out, and there is no default assignee set up as well. So yeah, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put this in the million project. So how do I do that? I just edit this, and now notice I have access to this to edit this because I have contributor access here because I'm a maintainer of this project and I'm a maintainer of this project as well. But typically in the real world, in scenarios where you are a contributor, you would have to fork both projects. And then forking is a thing you can do on GitHub like easily. Like you can just come here literally. On GitHub, there's always this button at the top here where if you fork a repo, it makes the repo, it clones the repo and puts it to your own GitHub account. Like you can see here, you have /million. Right, to fork this repo now, it will be /million. And let's test that right here. And I will create a fork. Oh, I already have a fork. Okay, I already do. Should I use NetOps account? Let me use NetOps account. So I just create a fork. And now NetOps has million forked. I might need to delete this later though. But yeah, so that's how you fork a repo. Essentially, you just like create the fork like this. So you can see NetOps being like /million. So it's like they have their own version of million. So this million has something to do with this million here because it's like a child of this. But this million is independent of this guy now because I can do anything I like with this million now, and it won't affect the existing million code base. But yeah, that's what forking means. Like you're using something like a fork to take something. Okay, I don't know how they coined it down. I'm just making stuff up. Let me just move on. So coming back here. So coming back here and let's come here. Issues, yeah. So you can see the issue here is to create an issue template. So yeah, the issue is to create an issue template, yeah. So now I've grabbed this guy. So I haven't grabbed it yet. So now I'm going to come to my own local code base of million. So I have this local code base of million set up, and I'm currently on the main branch. Now to obey the rules of me as a maintainer making such a kind of contribution to an open source project, I'm going to need to do something, which is me checking out the new branch. So I'm currently on the main branch, which I can see from here, or using my magical skills of Git, which is not that magical. It's just something acquired that you can just learn if you go to Git bash. If you just Google Git bash, you see this website for installing Git on your machine. But if you want to learn Git, you might just need to you can just like Google Git command, I guess. So you can just come here, Google Git commands. See, I have this extension called what's the name? Grepper. Yeah, Grepper is the name here. Grepper. So it has all these things. But you can Google basic Git commands and stuff. But the command I'm trying to use here to do what I need to be done is me checking the branch I currently on. I can see that I'm on the main branch. I've created all these other branches before. But now from the main branch, I want to check out to a new branch because I don't want to directly make my changes to the main branch because the main branch is where the real million code and every other thing associated to it exists. So I don't want to tamper with that, but I can because I have access. Normally, as a contributor, you won't have access, you just throw your errors, but I have access, but I don't want to tamper with that because I want to make a pull request that I would eventually review myself cosplaying, and then when I will still merge if it's good. So git checkout -b is this command we use to create a new branch. Then let's come here and put fit / documentation template. It's not a very good name, but it sells the idea. So documentation template. So we can see here we're no longer on main on documentation templates now. So now for those of you that do not code, you do not need to worry about all these things. All these things I'm doing, I can actually do on GitHub with the UI. But yeah, because I'm creating an issue template. I'm creating an issue template, which is something that you can just copy paste. But I'm just trying to show you how you can have this on your local machine and still do it. What I did here is just to check out a new branch so that everything I'm doing here will not affect the main branch, so that I will not break the project and they will not swear for me. But on the main branch, I have access to push because I'm a maintainer, but you might not have access, which in your own case, you might just still have to fork the project But in your own case, if you fork the project and you're on main, you can do whatever you like with your own main branch. It will not affect the main branch of Million. But this is actually the existing Million code base, the real one. So I don't want to affect the real Million code base. So that's why I checked out a new branch so that I can make a PR to the main branch. I hope that makes sense, I guess. But this is Git stuff. So as I said, you can Google Git and learn about Git just to understand how Git works, because Git is essential to understanding a bit of how you can make changes and work with GitHub. So Git is very useful in several aspects. You can blame somebody, you can put some. They said if somebody complains our code is not working, you can just check Git and find out who caused the problem. If it was you, they would also be responsible and maybe they would jail you. You've ruined the code, the company's code base. But yeah, Git is useful in several aspects. You can use it to keep several versions of a code. You can use it to do continuous deployment. You can use it to manage your system. You can use GitHub with Git to put your code online, so that somebody or anybody in any part of the world can work with your code base and they can see the changes you made and who made certain changes and several other stuff. So yeah, Git is very awesome. You should totally learn it. But I will not be covering that for now because I'm trying to like get this trying to like make the point of us actually making an open source contribution and you understanding the process of how it works. It's not a tedious process, it just looks like it. But yeah, it's because I'm explaining, that's why we're taking so long. So now I'm in a new branch because I know what I need to do. I'm going to close this guy up. Yeah, I was fixing merge conflicts before. That's why I have all this red. But yeah. Let's just close all these guys. Close. So what I'm looking for is in .github. So in .github, I want to create an issue template. And now I'm going to call the issue template. So I'm just going to follow what they used here. So documentation .yaml. So YAML is yet another markup language. It's like a thing that they use for like GitHub actions, workflows, and things like issue templates, I guess. So yeah, that's what YAML is for, short for yet another markup language. I know why there's no E there in the file extension. But now I'm not going to even stress myself reading through what this guy might be about. So I'm just going to copy paste this guy because I've seen what it is like when I previewed. This is what it looks like. What? Oh, okay. I think this one previews the changes that we've made, but we didn't actually make any changes. So I'm just going to grab this guy, copy, and then I'll come and paste here. So obviously we have to strip out the parts that are related to Million, to Fossey. So is there anything that is Fossey? So yeah, we saw that this label status awaiting triage. We need to remove this guy because we shouldn't have any default labels. So I'm just going to make this guy an empty array like this. And body, yeah, when I go to the commands, so placeholder. So we can see there isn't actually, okay, we can see something is related to Fossey site here, which is the code of conduct of the Fossey site. We're just going to remove this guy like this. And we're going to go and copy the code of conduct of Million. So we just come here. So we can see Million's code of conduct here. I'll take the link like this. And I'll come and replace it with this guy that was here. So this is actually me making an open source contribution. And I'm maybe not cheating. This is not cheating. This is just me using a resource to, yeah. But yeah, but you set this guy up now. And I don't think there's any other information we are missing. So we set up a documentation, issue templates, and that is pretty much it. So how this will be tested when you push. So if it works, we'll see it, and if it doesn't, yeah. So let's push and let's see what happens. So I'm going to stage this and commit and then push. So git add -a is how we stage in Git. So all these things like Git stuff. Maybe we need like a Git workshop some other time to understand how Git works or something. But yeah, sorry for those of us that do not code. But this is pretty much me saying that everything that I've done here, I want to save it. And then after I've saved it, I want to take it and put it in the online code base so that we'll now see this guy online. So this is online. At the moment, we don't have documentation.yaml. But when I'm done pushing and I made my PR, we'll see that documentation.yaml will be created here. So it's like a very long process of me actually coming here and then choosing to like maybe right click and like maybe add file, create a new file, and then paste everything I copied from there and stage it. Yeah, this is the longer process. I could have just come here to create it and then done the same thing that I want to do here. But but yeah, I guess maybe it's worth it. Yeah. Okay, so commit changes. So I'm just going to push this guy. So git push origin feeds. I'm just going to copy the branch name, documentation template. So this is pushing. Yeah, we're done pushing, and that is pretty much an open source contribution made. So I'm just going to compare and make a pull request. So I'm going to call this guy documentation. So add documentation issue template, and that is it. So I'm just going to talk about. So this does not make any code contributions, any code changes. I didn't make any type changes. It doesn't change the code base. This PR includes non-code changes. I'm just going to put an X here and close the brackets tightly so that it will be like checked. You see this, I like preview this. So you see this is checked, the rest are not checked. So that's how you check in. That's how you do a check when you're writing Markdown. So I'm just going to come here and say and talk about what I did. So added documentation issue template to the million code base to help contributors that might want to make documentation related issues or complaints. I believe this will help streamline the process for such contributors. I can add some screenshots here of what I did, but what I did wasn't really visual related, but I can just say resolves issue, resolves issue. What's this guy? Creates documentation issue templates. Yeah, I can just tag that like I resolved it with I resolved that issue with this PR. So I've tagged that issue to this PR and I create my pull request. Yeah, so pull request created. Something is failing. Wow, a lot of things are failing actually. So what is failing? So this branch has no conflicts, but yet it is failing. So let's see why it's failing, why deployment is failing. Let's see I run. And we'll see the details of why it's failing. So, but before that, we can just like cd here, and we can run build and like the main. But let's see what will happen after the CI runs. So the CI can give us more information as to what could be causing this guy to fail. And let's check details here. And pm install will be run. So we can actually track what could be causing the failure to happen in production with this CI. So this CI is like a continuous integration thing that we can view. So we can see what is happening. Is there any issue? At any point, an error has been thrown. So no error so far. We're just going to keep watching this boring stuff till we see an error pop up. So if no errors pop up, we know that maybe either GitHub is crazy or Vercel is crazy, or there's something wrong with the code. Now we can just go and fix that. So this is like a is a crystal ball, I guess. So you can see done in 54.4 seconds. That's actually a lot. Nothing, no issues at the moment. So the linting stuff worked, and is there any error? So no error, it was just a warning. Okay, so this was also a warning. So the test run, the test also passed, no errors as well, and yeah, everything seems to, yeah, build passed. Yeah, build passed. So we're good to go, I guess. So Vassal is just crazy. So I'm just going to come here and I'm supposed to sign CLE. Oh, there's another CI also running on the pull request. Yeah, that's also finished. There isn't really any issues per se. I hope this doesn't crash the Minion code base. But let's see. So these two CIs passed. Deployment failed because we didn't make any actual deployment. Kenny. I just closed it. Let's come here. Let's go to history. Tab I just closed. No, not this guy. I should see the tab I just closed now in history. Oh, I don't see it here. So let me just come here and come to my pull request here, and then we'll see it. So we can see that deployments failed, but let's see. We didn't really make any deployments changes, so I don't really see why this should be a problem. Let's see what could be wrong. Or just to be on the safer side, we can just come here and cd into websites, and then I can pm run build. I can see there are actually any issues with this guy, and then we can just push that branch and have it fixed. So I'm pm running builds to simulate the process of what I saw live here. So these are issues you would typically not run into as a first-time contributor, but I'm trying to fix them because I don't want to crash the code base. But yeah, that's not something you should be scared about. If your contribution will crash the code base, the maintainer will review this and just give you feedback based off of that. But in my own case, I already know what might be causing the issues, so I'm just going to go straight and check those out. So I don't see any issues too. I don't see any issues that could be causing anything to break. Yeah, I don't see any issues yet. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and merge, and then we'll see what happens. If it breaks, we'll just reverse the commit. So I'm just going to come here and label this October 1st accepted, and then I'm just going to be like, so let's review and actually see what I did here. So we added this documentation that YAML, and then okay, I didn't really touch this. It does JX toolkit, and so we can just come and review this guy. Oh, I can't review my own PR. I can only comment. Nice. So yeah, because it's me, I can't cosplay reviewing. So I'm just going to come and merge this guy, I guess. So I've signed CLA. CI works. This guy works. Don't know why deployment is failing. If I could see, it would be helpful. But let's squash and merge. So this has been merged, and it should automatically close the issue here for issue template. So if we go to closed issues, we see that we see the issue here. So because I linked the issue to the PR, like we resolve something, it automatically closes the issue for me. And then deployment should be running now. And let's come and check here to see what is happening. So yeah, so this guy is, so I just made an October 1st contribution and a contribution to open source in case you have been following or you haven't been following. So I just killed like, and I also went to another code base to get inspiration with another open source project. So it's like 3 birds with 1 stone, like I said. So I done in like 40 something minutes, but that was because I was talking to reprocess. So red as we expected, but let's see what's happening. 1 in progress, 1 failing, 2 pending checks 1 minute ago. Refresh. Anyone else still running? Let's go to million.dev and see if it's still live. If it's not, we know we crashed million, and an open source contribution successfully made and failed. But yeah, it's not really a big deal. We'll just reverse the commits and go back to the previous state we were. Another powerful thing that Git and GitHub can do for you. So let's see what's happening. So yeah, these 2 guys have deployed. Refresh. Come here, refresh. What's going on? Okay, the kitchen sink did not deploy. Anything else that did not work? The CI is still running. CI is still running. CI is still running. But while that is going on, we can just come here and let me check. This guy always tells me any deployment has run. And always tells me whatever has failed. So it hasn't told me yet that. Okay, that's told me here that we added a comment. The Vassell bot added a comment here. And told me that success on main, finish success on main. How come it's telling me success here? On this part of so I have like this Discord thing that I used to check successful PRs and shit. So am I offline? Okay. So coming back to GitHub. Where's GitHub? Where is GitHub? So this is GitHub. So let's refresh this guy and then we'll see if our contribution has actually been merged. So we just go to the GitHub. And in the GitHub, we go to issue templates, and in issue template, we see documentation.yaml, and this has been set up. So how do we actually test our contribution? We just come here and create a new issue. Where is issue? Yeah. So now when I try to create a new issue now, I see bug reports, documentation reports, feature requests, and documentation reports has been set up. So I can get started and we can see the templates already here for us to use. So I successfully made an open source contribution and I showed you how to write YAML and I showed you how you can successfully cause deployments to fail, I guess. But let's see if million.dev is still live. Still live, sync.million.dev, which is the kitchen sink, also still live. So unless it's cached, let me do a hard refresh. So they are both still live and neither of them is has been crashed. So we successfully added documentation of YAML to the code base. Where is it? To the project, so that people creating new issues that are docs related can create those issues. And me creating the issue was an open source contribution. Me making a commit to fix the issue was also an open source contribution. So if you were just on GitHub creating issues in several projects and you were not even you don't even know how to write code, but you can spot issues in project and you can just create them. Yeah, that is an open source contribution. You can get a green wall, like mine as well, and you can just be doing several issues and be consistent on GitHub and keep an active streak. Okay, 9. I have a streak of 9, but this was my longest streak. That was like last year when I was serious with my life and stuff. So so that's pretty much what I have to do today, I guess. And I don't think there is anything else that I'm leaving out at the moment. So yeah, we successfully made an open source contribution and we also made an Oktoberfest contribution. So I can come here to oktoberfest.com and I can check my Oktoberfest site, my Oktoberfest profile to see how many I already have done. So 2 out of 4, 1 waiting. So waiting, this is the one from another project. This is accepted. So yeah, in a couple of minutes, that one I just did is going to be added here as well too, as my 4th contribution. And but I already have a tree planted, so I don't know what's the 4th one. Oh, it's already added here now. So 6 days until they will review it and get back to me or whether or not it's a valid Oktoberfest contribution. So I have my 4 Oktoberfest PRs here. I can still add another one for the other issue templates, and that will be 5 over 4. But yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, open source in a nutshell and Oktoberfest. So yeah, that was fun, I guess. I do this every time, so it kind of feels normal. But if it's your first time, yeah, it's totally fine. It takes a while to actually get the hang of it, but that's pretty much it for me, I guess. I don't think there's anything else I want to say. Thank you very much for following, if you were following. Where's StreamYard? Okay, yeah, it's StreamYard. Thank you. So I think stop sharing. So I guess questions, or is there anything else? Yeah, I'm done. Is there anybody? Can anybody hear me? Not sure. I'm looking at the comments though. Somebody said nice by 8:45. That was pretty much it. Oh, somebody said I'm in love with the house. Yeah, it's not my house, it's a fake place. So I put my hand there, I can break the house. Where is it? Yeah, I'm breaking. My hand is going through the house. Where is it? Yeah, my hand is gone. Yeah, okay, yeah. So new comments. If you have any questions, kindly drop them now. Oh wow, Oktoberfest just sent me a mail that my fourth and final Oktoberfest 2023 pull or merge request has been approved. Has been approved. King Kong. We'll follow up down that email once your final pull request has been officially accepted. So yeah, it has to be approved. I think that's why it was shown up there. So yeah. So yeah, thank you very much. I guess if you have any questions, you can drop them now, or yeah, that would be it. I guess. Mm, Thanks for the session. Congrats. Yeah, thank you very much, Mimi's Embroidery House. Okay, so since there are no questions, I guess I'm going to round up. Let me do this thing. And this thing is fun. So since there are no questions, let me round up and that I'll call it a day. So thank you very much everyone for stopping by and for joining me in this Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey. Thanks, Odyssey. Yeah, of open source. Yeah, so I pretty much walked you through the process, did a bit of cosplaying, and showed you how the process is like making an open source contribution, how it is from the maintainers and from the contributor side. And Oktoberfest, the Oktoberfest, yeah, Oktoberfest, yeah. So I hope you're actually able to gain one or two stuffs from this session, and yeah, that's it for me. And thank you very much for joining and stopping by. Uh, Ciao, goodbye, everyone. Farewell. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Thank you. So do I just leave the meeting now, or what happens?